So right now what I'm doing is something I haven't done in about 2 months. And it's a lovely little keg. I just haven't had a chance to get myself one of these in about 2 months, and I'm absolutely busting to try it. So this thing here is the Leffe Royale. So this is the Leffe Royale, and I absolutely love IPAs, but with the whole perfect draft system, there's only kind of about a handful, maybe about 5 or 6 of IPAs that are actually even available. But my brother is an absolute Leffe connoisseur. He absolutely loves them, and he says this is the most different one of them all. But it is pretty special because it's using, let me just get this right. So Cascade Mountains. So to get this right, they're using Cascade Mountains hops. So they're importing these from Washington in America back over to the lovely Germany, and they're producing this IPA. So it's kind of interesting. So let's get this cracked open, see what the deal is. So still, like with every other perfect draft system, that has to be the best bit of it, is that basically there's no washing up with it. You just basically stick this in, you're good to go. So I've been chilling this thing down. So I'm gonna go and grab my perfect draft machine, get this ready to go. Okay, so get the machine into place. And it's funny that whenever I'm not using this machine, my wife actually insists that it's hidden away. I actually think the machine looks nice, but for some reason she doesn't like it. And it's hidden away until there's a keg, and there's a keg today, so it's all good. So I'm just gonna give this a quick wash down anyway, just because I like washing stuff and it feels nice to wash anything that you're working with. Right, found a nice little tip that if you tip this forward, it lets you get the flexible hose in just that wee bit easier. And I can confirm that that does actually work. So listen for the click, and that's you good to go. So pretty much just set it on, push down, listen for the click again, and that is it. That's all the work that's involved in this thing. So just get it in. And if you've got one of these perfect draft machines, you know exactly what the crack is here. It's basically get it in, stick it on, and just wait. That's the happy sound. So it's set at 15 degrees. It's heartbreaking, but I'll let it sit and chill down, and I'm gonna try it in around 5 degrees later on tonight. So I've got some stuff cooking outside on the barbecue. So IPAs and barbecue meats are just like the friends of friends. So it's already dropping down to 13. Feeling good already. Quick wee tidy up. We'll see you in about 3 hours. So I'll come back and I'll check you in another hour. Right, okay, so it's super late at night. We ended up having a barbecue, and I've got some ribs left which I'm going to heat up again. It's now time for this thing to actually be at the right temperature to try, so I've been waiting just way too long to try it, so let's give it a bash. Okay, and I can never do these properly whenever I start them, but this looks pretty nice actually. Get a wee peek at this thing. So it's quite amber. It's got a really nice little head on it. We're going to say 2 fingers in a small glass because I've made it way too big. But it's amber, and oh, that smells special. Right, let's get a think about this. Right, okay, so here we go. So I've let this sit for a minute just to do its thing, and the smell of it's fantastic. It's like the smell that you get from an IPA, obviously, but the Laffy, kind of they're brune or they're blonde. So you've got those kind of 2 mixes together, and oh, it smells fantastic. I think having it down at this temperature is going to make all the difference in the world as well. It's kind of lightish, it's not. So it's definitely a Leffe beer, you can tell. So Leffe have 9 different beers, 9 beers actually, and they're probably still making more as well. But this reminds me a wee bit of like the way the Ritual was, and it's citrusy. You've got grapefruit. You've got that kind of like Leffe yeasty smell as well. So like it's definitely a mix between the 2 words. So when I kind of looked at this at the start, I seen that they were bringing their hops in from Washington, and they're Cascade hops, which are kind of like a bitter hop, and they're usually very citrusy, grapefruity and things like that. So you can definitely smell that from this, and let's give it a try. Enough waffling. Oh, wow. So that's, you have straight away the hit of the Cascade hops, and then you have that kind of Leffe backwash with it as well. So you're getting kind of like, it's definitely an amalgamation of two different styles of beer together, and they really work. They really work. And the fizz is kind of unique. It's like almost like very coarse bubbles, so it's not overly carbonated, but there's like loads of like really coarse bubbles that kind of like tickle the back of your throat, and then you get that lovely wash of like the grapefruit and the citrus, and it's like a taste of hay or a taste of grass or something like that you're getting from it as well. So it's very like, it must be the Cascade hops. Would love to try some more things with Cascade. Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. There's no reason why you wouldn't be really happy with that. For me, I'm not a massive Leffe lover, and I've tried quite a lot of their beers now, and this is going to definitely come in at the highest. It's better than the Ritual 9. The Ritual 9 just blew my socks off. This is 7.5, so it's still kind of, still going to give you a wee bite in the backside the next morning, but it's nowhere near the same. So my last big test is to actually eat something with these. So I'm gonna have one of these ribs that I made today. Ribs and beer are like the best. I don't know who invented them, but they were very smart people. So whenever you have something to eat with beer, totally transform it. I find that Leffe beers, especially because they're kind of Belgium, like the Belgium love their sausages, they love their meats, and they love like putting people in cellars all Saturday to sit and drink beer and eat. And I think they actually make their beers to taste really well with like greasy sausages and stuff like that. So like greasy pork ribs, yeah, it's gonna work. So these are nice and smoky. Oh, that just works. It works so good. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I didn't come here to watch you sit and eat ribs, Chris. I came here to hear about the beer. So for me, this is a fantastic IPA. It's also got the benefit of being a Leffe. So if you like that kind of Leffe Belgian beer world, you're getting all their kind of yeastiness from that. All their kind of like fruity notes and things like that, which are still in this, but like a whole backstory of the Cascade hops over the top of it, which brings it into the citrusy, grapefruity, lemony IPA world, and it's fantastic. It just works. So for me, that's a must buy. If you're into both those beers, go and give it a try. You'll really enjoy it. I'm gonna eat more ribs and drink a lot more beer, so I'll catch us on the next one, guys. Thank you for watching.